Hello, welcome to the News Broadcast Daily. I'm following today's headlines.
President Trương Tấn Sang meets with voters in Ho Chi Minh City in preparations for the fourth session of the 13th National Assembly. The Vietnam-Russia Intergovernmental Committee convenes meeting to seek ways to increase economic ties. One Pillar Pagoda, a historic Buddhist temple in Hanoi, has been recognized as having the most unique architecture in Asia.
President Trương Tấn Sang on October 17th and 18th met with voters in District 1, 3 and 4 in Ho Chi Minh City in preparations for the fourth sessions of the 13th National Assembly, scheduled for October 22nd.
Voters attending the meetings said they were pleased with closer contact between the National Assembly deputies and voters. Many of them held positive changes in the question and answer sections, saying that they have addressed issues of people's concerns. However, voters said they are dissatisfied with the failure in dealing with shortcomings in education and training and violations in socio-economic management, putting stress on the need to further improve the supreme supervision role of the National Assembly. They also voiced concerns about the scourge of corruption, which has yet been stamped out completely. The supreme supervision role of the National Assembly is extremely important for eradicating corruption. Sustainable development cannot be productive when corruption is still there. The fourth section of the 13th National Assembly will approve a regulation on vote of confidence, which is seen as an effective form of supervision. Regarding voters' concerns about corruption, Sang told them that, in addition to establishing the Party Central Committee's Commission for Interior Affairs to be in charge of anti-corruption, the party instead will consider amendments to the anti-corruption law and consolidate the Steering Committee on Anti-Corruption. The President said the upcoming National Assembly session will focus on measures to boost the country's overall development at the year end.
Many Vietnamese delegations on October 17th paid tribute to Cambodia's King Father Norodom Sihanouk, who passed away on October 15th.
National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng led a delegation of senior officials from the Communist Party of Vietnam, Government, National Assembly and the Vietnam Fatherland Front to lay a wreath at the Cambodian embassy in Hanoi and expressed sympathy towards the people and nation of Cambodia. The same day, Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng and President Trương Tấn Sang also sent flowers in tribute to the King Father. Representatives of the Ministries of Defense and Foreign Affairs, the President's Office, the Government Office, and other central and Hanoi agency, departments and branches also extended their condolences to Cambodia over the country's loss.
The Vietnam-Russia Intergovernmental Committee on Economic Trade and Scientific Technology Cooperation convened its 15th sessions in Moscow on October 17th. Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải attended the event.
During the meeting, Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải and his Russian counterpart Igor Shuvalov discussed ways to remove difficulties for the further effectiveness of bilateral cooperation to match the two countries' comprehensive strategic partnership. They expected two-way trade between Vietnam and Russia to reach about $3 billion this year. The two sides welcomed the completion of a research project on the possible impacts of a free trade area between Vietnam and the customs union of Russia, Kazakhstan and Belarus, and agreed to finish the necessary procedures for an official launch of negotiations in the first quarter of 2013. They reached high consensus on the implementation process of the Vietnam-Russia Joint Action Plans in economic, trade and investment cooperation until 2015 and the establishment of a high-level joint working group to step up bilateral cooperation projects. Deputy Prime Minister Hai and the Vietnamese delegation are scheduled to visit Ekaterinburg city and conclude their working visit to Russia on October 20th.
The Vietnam Fatherland Front on October 17th launched the Month for the Poor in Hanoi. Attending the event, Deputy Prime Minister Vu Văn Ninh called for more support at home and abroad for poor people to help them escape poverty.
Deputy Prime Minister Ninh stated that poverty reduction and care for the poor is one of the key policies getting due attention from the party and state. He said poverty reduction is not only an economic issue, but also a condition to ensure political and social stability and national defense and security. In the first 9 months of this year, individuals and organizations at home and abroad donated over 4.4 trillion Vietnamese đồng to the Fund for the Poor and Social Welfare Program. They also contributed to the construction and repair of 65,000 houses for the poor and the building of over 1,360 public works. According to the Vietnam Fatherland Front, since the launch of the Fund for the Poor 12 years ago, as much as 7.19 trillion Vietnamese đồng has been raised. However, there are still 2.6 million poor households and 1.5 million others near the poverty line throughout the country. At the launching ceremony, organizations and enterprises pledged 2.7 billion Vietnamese đồng for the Fund for the Poor.
Vietnam's garments and textiles exports in the first 9 months of this year earned $12.6 billion, recording a growth rate of 7.4% when compared to the same period last year, according to the Vietnam National Textiles and Garments Group.
The figure mirrors a decline in the sector's export turnover compared to previous years, which reached 15% on average. The sector's export market showed some positive signs in the third and fourth quarters, with some big businesses even winning new contracts during the first 2 quarters of 2013. Exports to key markets such as the US, the European Union, Japan and the Republic of Korea are still growing, albeit at a somewhat lower rate. Vietnam's garments and textiles remain a spearhead export sector and are helping the national economy to recover, ensuring a balance of trade. This year, we are sticking to our target of earning between 17 to 17.5 billion US. Also, for the first time, Vietnam will host the International Textile Manufacturers Federation's annual conference in November. This will give the country a platform to promote its garments industry to the world. The Vietnam National Textiles and Garments Group have forecast that 2013 will pose many challenges to the industry in terms of maintaining existing export markets and finding new ones. Despite that, the sector has set a target of earning $20 billion in 2013.
The One Pillar Pagoda, a historic Buddhist temple in Hanoi, has been recognized by the ASEAN Records Organization as having the most unique architecture on the continent, according to the Vietnam Records Organization on October 17th.
Originally dubbed Dien Hữu, which means long-lasting happiness and good luck, the One Pillar Pagoda was built in 1049 on the orders of King Lý Thái Tông. Under the Lý dynasty, it often hosted an annual royal ceremony to celebrate Buddha's birthday. Legend had it said Lý Thái Tông, who has no children, used to go to pagodas to pray to Buddha for a son. One night he dreamed that he met Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara, the goddess of mercy, sitting on a great lotus flower in a square-shaped pond, and handed him a baby boy. Months later, when the queen gave birth to a boy, the king was advised by a monk to erect a pillar in the middle of a lotus pond, similar to the one he had seen in his dream, in honor of the goddess of mercy. The pagoda was built of wood on a single stone pillar, which is 1.25 meters in diameter and 4 meters high. It resembled a lotus blossom, the Buddhist symbol of purity. Its architectural and historical values made the pagoda a National Historic Site in 1962. On May 4, 2006, it was recorded in Vietnam's Guinness Book of Records as the pagoda with the most unique architecture in Vietnam. During its long history, the complex has undergone a number of renovations and has become one of the most interesting architectural complexes in Hanoi.
As this is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.